All right. Well,
Are you gonna test the levels like Matt Craig does? Jesus.
No. Matthew Craig. You guys probably don't know this, but his name is Matthew Craigerson the First.
Matthew Craigerson.
His name is Matthew Craigerson the First.
Why am
Matthew Craigerson?
Matthew Craigerson
the First.
The First.
Yeah.
It's not first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. It's a little bit of a mix.
It's just a little bit of everything. Yeah, and he's out sick today. He's got the vid.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got.
Who gave it to him?
Wasn't me.
No, you didn't have the vid. You had some made up fucking.
I know who gave it to him, but I cannot say who. I can't
Wait
say
a sec. Who he
has won. He has won a Halo and a Call of Duty World Championship. So it could be anyone in OpTic. That's pretty cocky to say.
I didn't have the vid. It wasn't me.
Oh, yeah. See?
So you just don't know.
You just don't know who it could be.
Definitely not.
So usually Matt leaves, but this is his first time setting up a Flycast, so he's probably just going to, I guess, sit on the floor for an hour.
Yeah, is that what we're going to do? Oh, my God. I didn't even think of this.
You didn't. Yeah, usually Matt leaves.
As you guys can tell, the camera angles are way different.
Yeah, Shawson fucked these.
We might as well be sitting on the floor. The lighting's pointing.
We're just roasting.
The lighting's pointing over this way. I don't.
Welcome back to Flycast episode 7000. Obviously, usually, what's up?
7001.
Oh, in one. Yeah. We're supposed to have these big corduroy bags, but our man Matthew Craigerson the First got COVID, so we haven't been able to set them up yet. But soon we will be lounging.
Is Corduroy the first official Flycast sponsor?
It's like the title spot. We have like a title sponsor.
I don't know what that means. Sorry, I'm just the little guy.
That's not. You know how
I'm setting this up to explain to the peasants.
Listening. To the peasants. Yeah. Okay.
Who obviously don't know what a title sponsor means.
Right. Yeah.
The Flycast brought to you by Corduroy.
Boom. Title.
But then it's okay.
It's in the title. So it's title sponsor.
Is that pretty much what it is?
Yep.
For those listening, I didn't know if you wanted to break it down even more.
For the dumb idiot peasants.
Yeah.
This dude just went for a bicycle kick. Down 1-5.
Yeah, let's get this one thing. Let's get this out of the way.
Okay.
Who's the best? Who's the World Cup?
It's not.
There's a lot we can get into with the World Cup. Okay. Just because.
Because you're a hater. You don't like soccer.
Fun fact: I was a hater.
But now you like
Another
soccer.
Fun fact: I'm not as much of a hater anymore.
Whenever
we were in Colorado and I was watching some of the games with some of the boys, kicking back, brewski in hand, 11 a.m.
Yeah, I don't.
Hammered.
Yeah.
No, not really. We didn't do any of that. But we did watch the games. And who was it? Mexico versus Japan? I could have just made that up.
I can't remember.
Mexico versus someone, and I think Mexico had to score 3. They had to at least win 3-0 to advance. They had to win like 3-0 to advance.
Yeah.
And then I think it was tied game. Then like Mexico scores a goal, and I'm like, everyone in the stands with like Mexico jerseys on is like, yeah. And I'm like, that half the game's already gone. You guys got to score like 2 or 3 more times. Like, what are you fucking happy about? You've lost.
Yeah.
And then it's like 5 minutes later, they score again, and everyone's sitting there like, what? Yo, oh, shit. And then I thought they had to score 4 times, but apparently it was 3 to have the probability of advancing.
Yeah.
So they're up 2-0. So like 30 minutes or something left. And then I think, did they score again? Oh, they scored again like 2 minutes after their second goal. But someone was offside. So it's like they scored again, and I'm like,
no.
What the fuck?
Dude, that
like standing up, and
crazy.
I'm like screaming because I was like actually getting, and I'm like, no, there's no way they're gonna like advance off this or whatever. Then they scored like 3 goals in like 10 minutes. I could be butchering the time, but they score like 2 really quick goals back to back, and I thought they like were pretty much gonna advance unless like the other team scores, they somehow lose or fucking something. But I was like, no fucking way! Oh my god! And I was like one of those people in the stands just like screaming and shit. And I was like, this is it. This is what they feel.
Dude, do you know? Remember when OpTic? Whenever we would like lose, I would tweet this like GIF or this video of this guy kissing the jersey.
Yeah.
So the story behind that GIF is actually kind of crazy. I feel like you'll appreciate it because you like this kind of stuff. So not national teams, but like club teams, they do something. There's like a big tournament. It's basically the Super Bowl.
But you and Blake were on because we talked about it in the last Flycast.
What we were on?
Weren't you and Blake on a club team?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like.
No, you were on.
Well,
that's not you guys. Oh.
No, we were on like a.
I was thinking
Pop Warner, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about like
the top G club
Manchester
teams.
United. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah. I thought that's who you guys were. Anyways, what?
So, in the biggest tournament for like club teams, it's called they do this thing. I could be butchering this, and I'm sure soccer fans or football fans are gonna get pissed, but it's called an aggregate. I'm kind of new to it, but I believe you play one match at home, and then you play one match away, and then you add up the points from both or the score from both matches.
I don't like that.
And then that's how you go through. And so I believe the story behind that GIF is Barcelona plays at home and they win 3-0 against Liverpool. And so they're basically through because they're not going to get beat 4-0.
Because they play 90-minute games, and it's lucky if you see a goal, correct? Yeah.
But I hate her. And then they go to Liverpool and they lose 4-0.
Damn.
And get put through.
How do you win threes? Wait, who were the teams? Barcelona and Liverpool?
Barcelona and Liverpool.
So Barcelona wins.
I'm fairly I could be getting that all wrong, but
Barcelona wins 3-0.
I don't really watch a lot of club.
And then they go to Liverpool, lose 4-0.
Yeah. And then that's that. So the guy who kisses the jersey, that's after he went there.
Yeah.
And his team lost like against all odds.
And
he's just like, well,
I can.
And that's why I think that I mean, I was tweeting. I started it as a joke, but like low key, sometimes that's how it feels to be an OpTic fan. Just like, especially before Major One, because whenever we won Major One last year, and like that was like such an emotional moment because we hadn't won in so long, and that's just kind of how it felt. It's just like, damn.
I wonder if other orgs feel that way about their org. Because I'm like, do you really care if the Mutineers win? Or like, whoever the fuck else is like winning out there. It's like, it's only fun to be an OpTic fan. I mean, if you work for the org or if it's like, because when I was on the Mutineers and they won, I was like, oh shit, like fucking Frosty, I think won with them.
Right.
So I was kind of hype about it. But as just like a fan.
I mean, that's just a different mentality for you because.
Am I biased?
Yes.
I guess there's a little biasy in there.
What do you mean, are you biased? You're in OpTic.
Yeah.
OpTic changed your life. Of course you're biased.
Yeah. I guess so.
You got to think about it from a perspective of like somebody is watching Halo 5. They got it on the PC or the Game Pass, and then they're like, "Damn, I kind of like Halo 5." And then they find Frosty, and then they're like, "Oh, this is the best Halo 5 player of all time." Then he makes the switch to Call of Duty, and you're like, "Oh, well, I love Frosty so much, so I'm gonna watch Call of Duty." Now you're a Frosty fan. Now you're a Mutineers fan, and then you're like, there are people like that. But yeah, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying.
What other teams has there been like? Because every event, it's an OpTic crowd. But what other teams have like battled with OpTic, like
For
their
what?
crowd?
In Call of Duty, I can only remember of one time. Well, yeah, I can only remember of one time, and it was the kickoff tournament for Advanced Warfare. The only time the crowd's ever been 50-50. And it wasn't even like they were 50-50.
With who?
FaZe.
Yeah, I figured.
Because all of FaZe, all of them, the original house, Temper Banks, like all of them, and then like Keemstar was in the crowd and he was in phase at the time, they were just like trying to get as hype as possible. Were you there, Shelson? Were you at that event?
So was it like there weren't as many FaZe fans, but it's like they
were
made
louder. Yeah, and they made them
they were
louder.
just trying harder. Yeah.
And then in finals is OpTic versus FaZe.
That probably helps OpTic though, the fact that a lot of us will go to events.
I mean, for sure, it's definitely a really cool. I mean, it's definitely shocking going from just because we like the OpTic fan base is so dominant in like tier, like in like lower esports, like not lower esports, but like esports that are like originally on consoles, like Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty.
Damn,
like when you go to those,
Gears.
when you went to those events, it's like definitely very strong OpTic.
Yeah.
And then if you go to a Counter-Strike event,
yeah, I was gonna
or
say,
if you go
what
to
if
a
it's
Valorant event, dude, it's like I don't even know where all the fans come. Well, it's just because the game's so damn good. The fans come from, dude. There are so fucking many.
I feel like I need a reality check and go to something like that, like a Valorant or a CS:GO. I mean, is that really it as far as like huge
League of Legends,
StarCraft, League of Legends? Like you would go there and there's like probably not an OpTic. Well, I mean, I guess if we're playing or some shit, maybe.
I mean, we're not in any of those esports anymore. So
who do you know who from those esports? Was there anyone from those esports that had a crowd like OpTic did, like a fucking Cloud9 as some insane League of Legends?
I mean, it's also like. Those esports are very like geographically based.
Yeah.
So like if they're playing in Brazil, the Brazilian crowd for the Brazilian team is insane.
Wow.
Like selling out the arena. Like we can sell out. We went from being able to sell out hotel ballrooms to now being able to pretty much sell out like convention centers and arena, like that level. But like there's like those esports like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Valorant, they can sometimes sell out arenas.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I need to go there and get a reality check because I used to. I'm trying to think if like I was ever sort of like a fan of someone, but I guess like I played League of Legends for a little bit, and there's a guy named Doublelift, and I'm pretty sure he was on CLG. But it was like I could see myself. I mean, it's sort of different because I was a pro, so I guess maybe I had an ego to where it's like it's not like I'd go to this event and like sort of fanboy or I don't know something like that. But I could see myself being like a CLG fan because of someone I played League of Legends. Saw this guy Doublelift, heard like some crazy story about him, who I would say it, but I can't even remember if it was Doublelift. I could be butchering this, but
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Fucking that shit's fucking insane. But like hearing all that and then like just how good he was, like I could be a fan of someone.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much.
Wait, are you saying you need a reality check because you're not a fan of anyone?
Just like when I think of, because I'm in this esports bubble of like Call of Duty, Halo, and console sort of based games. So it's like I think of I forget where I was. Maybe I was thinking of this yesterday or like the day before or something. But I was like I think I was like maybe thinking about like the esports awards. But I was just thinking about like the OpTic fan base, and I was like, how the fuck are we the most fan based people at the events that I go to?
Yeah.
But
I think it's because when OpTic we just do something that like not a lot of esports orgs do, is like we incorporate all of our teams together.
But does Brazil do that with their?
No. See, like I'm thinking of Loud, and I don't know much about the organizations, but like Loud, the Brazilian team, like they're the best team in Brazil. Yeah. So all of Brazil, that's their team. Because then when they travel, it's not like it's kind of like when OpTic got knocked out of a tournament.
Wait, and this was for Valorant, right?
Yeah, when we have a Valorant team, or when we had a Valorant team, if OpTic got knocked out, then a lot of people from NA or like the US would just go for the next US team. So they would go for 100 Thieves, or they would go for, someone else that got in. So
I always looked at esports, like I was like the bubble I'm in, and I just think like, oh, OpTic has the biggest crowd. But it's like, I need to experience, like, what else does, I just don't think of when I think of esports, I think of the US for some reason.
Yeah.
Besides the like League of Legends teams and stuff.
And like,
but even for like Valorant, to hear that the Brazil won the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That just sounds crazy to me. Like, I didn't even know Brazil was into esports at all.
Really?
No. Like, from the bubble I live in, it's just like
it's
U.S., Canada, and occasionally there's some teams from Mexico that pop in there.
It's just because we grew up with consoles. That's how because I was the same way. I still don't watch like global esports.
Was it like that in CSGO then? Since 1984 when CSGO was made?
Since the British were coming, since 1540.
Since the British.
Since 1548.
Someone was playing CSGO and they heard that the British were coming and had to fucking sign off, and they were in Brazil playing.
Exactly. And that's how, I mean, that CS has been global forever. And it's
so at the major events in CS that long ago, I don't fucking know how it worked. So were there teams from Brazil and fucking Hong Kong and fucking Greenland?
Yes.
And
the best Counter-Strike teams, like that was my culture shock when we first got into Counter-Strike. I knew nothing about Counter-Strike. Zero things. I just knew you couldn't sprint or aim down sight. And so when we picked up like Shazam and the boys, like in 2016, I had no idea. People were like, "Yeah, well, we're okay for like an NA team," and I was like, "What does that fucking mean?" I was like, and they were like, "Well, the Europeans are like by far better," and
it's fucking weird.
That blew my mind.
Yeah,
because in growing up in Halo and in Call of Duty, it couldn't be more of the opposite.
The Europeans don't have a chance.
They do not have a chance.
When a European team broke top 16 at a US tournament, it was like, damn,
dude.
European pros, fucking like,
right.
It was a huge deal.
That's how it was for COD too. Like if you broke in the top 8, like I remember one year T1 Daughters, I can still remember it. That's how crazy it is. Like I think it was a European team or an Australian team or something like that. They got top 8 at champs, and it was like it was like one of the most talked about things from the whole like years, just because like it took them like a European team. It took them like 8 years or 6 years to like win an event with a bunch of like North American teams there.
Are consoles not popular in these places? I don't get it. Is it just American made?
No, consoles are popular, but they're not. I think PC games are way more popular, especially mouse and keyboard stuff. I think it has to do with like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like accessibility. It just or
someone leave a comment if you're a foreigner and you grew up with a mouse and key. What the fuck was that like? What the fuck were you playing? Like, are they playing Mario on PC, or it's just Counter-Strike from age 5?
They get home from pre-K,
and then it's just homework is like winning 3 CS:GOs, and then that is weird though, because like me growing up, I've like sort of got into PC young. I'd never gotten into PC. Our PCs were shit. They couldn't play. My PC was so shit.
PCs are like I remember, like I had never even given a thought to like playing a game.
When
on
I
PC.
thought of computer, I thought of LimeWire.
Right.
Like
let me. I had never.
You're not emailing. Didn't even think of I played World of Warcraft, I think in 9th grade, and I was barely allowed on. We had dial-up. Like it was so fucking stupid. And I just can't imagine all these other countries just had like that was their thing.
I had the only thing that I had tried was
I need to get a water.
Classic RuneScape. I tried RuneScape for a little while. You could play on the desk on the browser. I think you just get on the browser. You just said he just called me a nerd. while you're trying to get on World of Warcraft on dial-up. You're a nerd. I was milking cows. You were...
What's more nerdy, RuneScape or World of Warcraft?
That
was the nerdiest shit I've ever fucking said.
That's actually a good question. What is nerdier?
I don't really know anything
about
about
RuneScape. Let me ask in a non-biased way. Is it nerdier to
get the chat involved
to survive, a land, or is it nerdier to get the mana and hit them with the spell and get the backside and
hit the backside? See, the thing is, I don't even know anything about RuneScape because it was so fucking nerdy. And people were just playing Dungeons and Dragons and RuneScape. If you were a nerd,
are you a brute or are you a
mage?
A mage. Force field.
See, I can't fight this because I don't know anything about shitscape. And who just scored? It's 6-1.
Yeah, it's over. It's 6-1.
What are we around?
How did we get to this when you wanted to know who the best soccer player was?
Because it all comes back to location, which brings us back to the World Cup.
Damn. Damn.
Yo, I guess that is kind of how it fucking started.
While I was like sick and dying at the...
Fake sick, dying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was your trip?
It was the worst experience.
I don't think you got to you haven't talked about it publicly.
I talked about it a little bit on the podcast this morning. This will probably be out first. Yeah, it was hell. It was the worst. Literally the worst. I think the worst night of my adult life.
You haven't been that sick before?
No. I was like fighting demons. I was like physically fighting demons.
Did you say how the timing of your sickness did not be all right? So before we even go there, or before we go to Colorado on the OpTic winter trip, I think it was like a few days before, a week before, you were like, let's not schedule anything for the times of the USA match.
Yeah, the US Iran match. We had to win it to get.
And then we had the snowboarding shit like directly in that time. And then we all wake up, we're like, all right, wait, where's Hitch? It was like, oh, Hitch don't feel good. And then I was like,
yeah, like I, of all people, would fake an injury.
I was like, maybe. OpTic thing. I was like, I didn't think your sickness. I figured you were sick. I was like, he definitely doesn't feel good. If I would have drank that night, I'm scared of how I would have felt. Because I woke up and it was the weirdest fucking feeling with that altitude. Like, It sounds sort of dramatic, and I guess in a way I'm being a little dramatic, but like it was fucking weird. Almost every single person woke up and said something about a headache. And I woke up, I didn't drink anything that night. I was drinking a bunch of water. I was like sort of feeling off, but not that bad. But I was like, no, I know if I drink, like I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to be just not at my best. So I didn't drink. Everyone else sort of drank a little. I think you might have got drunk a little bit.
I had like 2 drinks.
There was at one point I saw you and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's drunk.
Yeah, I mean, that might have been after the second drink.
Yeah. Well, the altitude and shit, like it does make it fucking hit harder.
Yeah.
But anyway, first night, get there, go to sleep. Next morning, we're all going to leave. And it's like, where's Hitch? It's like, oh, Hitch isn't feeling good. I mean, I was like, so the USA, I'm thinking, I guarantee Hitch doesn't feel good, I'm sure. But I was like, maybe he just doesn't even want to fucking snowboard or do this shit either. Because unless you know how to snowboard, it's not that fun. It actually fucking hurt. Yeah. I had fun. I actually did have fun the first little bit. Like there's like a train. I call it like the training hill and then the bunny slope. And then after the bunny slope is an entire fucking mountain. So I was like the training hill, that's super fucking easy. Like there's not just go down. And then the bunny slope, some of us, George and Lucid, like we're struggling to even like get pulled up the thing because it had some electronic thing that goes around. Then you grab it and then you just ride your snowboard up while like holding onto this thing, drags you up the hill. Some of us were having a better time than others. I thought I was the best. I was like, I'm getting a hold of this. Like I skateboarded a little as a kid, but I just always think I'm like athletic, like D1 athlete and shit. I just always think I'm athletic and can like do this sort of stuff. So I was like, oh, I got the hang of this. This is easy. And I wiped out like one time on the bunny slope, but it wasn't bad. I got up. I thought I was going pretty fast on it. And like everyone was sort of struggling. You saw everyone falling. Nothing crazy. But then when we got to the mountain, it was completely different. I can't believe like more people don't get hurt. It was so, I was having fun up to that point. I was like hype. My dopamine was going because like I got this. Now we're going up to this big hill. My adrenaline's sort of going. I'm like, I think I know what I'm doing. But once we got up there, it was, I think me and Matt Craig rode up together. I think we waited for like 2 other people behind us. And then they might have waited for 2 other people behind them. But I was like, fuck this. Like I strapped in. I just jumped and I went. And I was fucking flying. Like I'm talking like some Disney Channel movie, this young kid shredding down the slopes. Like, but it was so like scary. And then I fell and it hurt so bad. And then I got up again and I couldn't stop going left and I just keep going left. And eventually I like end up in the woods. I fall hard as fuck. I'm off the trail and it hurt. What was not fun was just falling and it hurting I fell down that mountain. That one time I went up the mountain and came down. By the time I got down, I fell at least 10 times. And every single time was on my tailbone. So it was just like, I didn't know if you had an experience like that before. And you're like, honestly, you're like, I'm going to just chill. Like, I don't feel good. So it's like, y'all do that. Don't want to be outside and like all that shit. Like, because it is fucking it was 5 degrees that day. So I'm like, he's probably sick. Like, it wouldn't be good for him to like be out in this cold ass weather. I'm sure he doesn't feel good. Probably doesn't have like want to do this physical shit. But then we got back and you were still dead. And then you were just, I didn't see you. I don't think I didn't see. Once I went to bed that first night, I don't think I saw you till like the last day ish.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even when I got back. So like when I got down the mountain, I was like, that's why people, a couple of people thought it was altitude sickness because when I got down off the mountain, my headache started going a little bit. Well,
the whole time up there, you had a headache and just
it never went away. But it wasn't like a headache like ow my head hurts. It was like a piercing. It felt like I was getting stabbed in the eye. That's what it felt like. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in the eye, repeatedly.
Were you puking?
No, I felt nauseous the whole time too. I had the trash can I had the trash can by my bed and everything, dude. It was seriously, it was so bad. And honestly, I felt like dog shit until yesterday morning.
Yeah,
I ate like 3 meals in a week.
Hell yeah.
3
so the
meals.
Diet's going well.
Hell yeah.
You got to fucking got a
kickstart.
A head start for the diet.
But yeah, no, it was like fucking hell, dude. It was so bad.
Yeah, we literally didn't see. I thought you were gonna pop back out.
So did I.
Wait, so I guess I'm guessing you like Googled altitude sickness, because I don't even know what the fuck that means. But I do kind of get it because I swear, if I would have got drunk that first night, I would have woken up. Probably wouldn't have drank water. I would have woken up feeling like fuck. Because I woke up feeling like shit. Maybe slept 3 hours. Like, could not sleep. I was hot. Fucking, it was just weird. It was so weird. I just could not sleep at all. Like, the beds were even comfy. I had no reason, but I just couldn't sleep. Maybe slept 3 hours. Kept waking up. So I can only imagine how I would have felt. But I guess altitude sickness is a thing. I can sort of see it. It is fucking weird though. It was like, were you experiencing like hard to breathe?
Dude, yes. I could feel it in the bus drive on the way up.
Yeah.
And it's because I've been to the mountains before. Because in North Carolina there's mountains. There's like a mountain range, the Appalachian Mountains. But like I looked up the level of like the mountains that I go to. It's like this little tiny mountain called Hanging Rock.
Yeah. It's like a 30-minute drive up up
you
some side hill.
You go to the campsite. You can climb the hill, or you can climb the mountain. Dog, that mountain is a hill.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's got like I don't know the actual thing. Let's just say it's like it's like a 3,000 elevation.
I think,
And
what
then I
were we
looked
at,
up Breckenridge, and
9,000?
it was 9,000.
Yeah.
3 times bigger.
Yeah.
The mountains that I went to were 1/3 of the size of where we were staying.
Yeah.
I
And
was
when,
like, fuck that.
bro, and when you go skiing, you go up just even more. It's like it's fucking insane how high the like ski lift would take you.
Was the ski lift scary?
Kinda.
Yeah,
I mean,
Blake
you're
and George
just
said it was
dang.
scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sketch. Like I was with Matt. It was just me and Matt Craig, and I was like, I could literally just like push you, and you're dead. I mean, I didn't say that to him. That's just in my head. He didn't know I was thinking that.
That's scary.
But in my head, I was thinking that because I'm surprised more.
I wonder how
people-
many people die on ski lifts.
Oh yeah, I want to know how many people get hurt, like me. Except I didn't really get hurt, even though my tailbone hurt a little. My back was sore. My back's been sore from just falling so much. But how many people get hurt, leave, and like the snowboard, the ski place never hears about it. Like
Oh.
the amount of injuries that probably happen,
Oh,
but like
yeah.
people just like, oh fuck, nah, I think I
Yeah.
fucked my back up. Let's get out of here, dude. I don't understand because where we were. It seemed like there was a bunch of people, not a bunch, but it seemed like there was a decent amount of people there. But the slopes we were going on, like the training and the bunny, no one was on those. It was just us and like this other group. So it's like, where the fuck's everyone at? So everyone, pretty much 98% of the people there seem to be coming down the big mountains, which the training, the bunny, then I don't fucking know the name of them. But the first mountain, which is the easiest mountain, like it didn't even seem like a lot of people were on that. But
And
that
was the hard
I'm
one?
telling you, that was the
That
was the hard
that
one
hurt
for
you.
me.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I heard that was like
and
it was
George.
like a little. it was
Me and
like-
George we talked about this on the Flycast, but we were on the same headspace and thought process
Really?
behind. Like we were both like. Well,
so
before he said he thought he was like, I'm not ready for this. But in my head, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to do this. Like, I just need to just go a little bit. It starts getting too fast, stop. But it was just not that easy. But yeah, apparently.
George told me, he was like, dude, if the instructor didn't come get me
That's what I'm
on
saying.
the mountain, I'd still be up there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how more people don't get.
That's so funny.
How more people don't fail.
So from my understanding, there was a training, there was a little bunny hill, and then so the first actual like starter thing is like the jump is crazy. The jump is crazy from like learning how to
think
ski,
of crazy
or-
and then it's more than that.
Really?
Because I knew it would be different, and I could see up the mountain, but it goes where you can see up the mountain and then like double that. It's fucking.
It really puts into
it's-
perspective, like if you watch like the X Games.
It doesn't make sense. Like I don't know how that's legal.
What do you mean, X Games?
No, like
Oh.
how it goes from the bunny slope to just literally a mountain. I don't understand how that's legal. There needs to be an in between for people like me, because I feel like I want to go back. It kind of like pisses me off thinking about it. I forget what I think I might have been watching something yesterday.
Well, I will say I will never. I'll
Oh,
never fucking go back to anywhere that high up.
you don't think?
No. I literally thought the house was haunted. Did I tell you that that's how bad it got? I was like,
You were in that kind of mindset.
I feel so bad. And I was walking around like this because I couldn't open my eye because my headache was so bad. So I was walking around like this. And I was like, this house has to be haunted.
That's so gross looking. I don't know why, but that's so gross looking.
I saw you getting uncomfortable, so
I
I
was
kept
just-
doing it.
I just started looking at Charleston, and I turn around 10 seconds later. You're still looking at me like that.
But yeah, it was.
Well, you heard. Wait, did you think it was haunted before the?
I thought it was haunted before.
Someone's door slammed.
Dog, think about this. I thought it was haunted before, and then doors started slamming.
Why did you
the
think?
last
Why
night.
would? Because you're sick. Your first thought is.
I was looking
it's
around?
Haunted.
I was looking around my particular room. There were no vents in my room. This is how crazy I got.
Yeah.
There were no
I mean,
vents.
you had nothing else to do in there.
There were no vents in my room, And my room was at least 15 degrees hotter than every other room. It was like
every room is pretty hot.
it was like a sauna. It was like 90 degrees in my room.
Do you have a window?
Yeah, I had both windows opened and it was 2 degrees outside. Both windows were open and it was still hot in my room.
It was weird.
And I was like, where is the heat
That
coming from?
paranormal heat.
Yeah, it was
type heat.
paranormal. It was the demon that lives in that room. And whoever stays in that room, if they're staying at that Airbnb, they're going to get sick. I can guarantee it. They're getting sick.
Something.
Not because of me, because of the demon that got me sick.
Something was weird about that. Well, I didn't have anything weird, but it was hot as fuck, and no one could figure out how to turn the thermostat down. None of the thermostats actually worked. Everyone had their windows cracked. You text, what was it, like 5 a.m. when you texted the group chat about someone's door fucking banging?
Dude.
And you thought it was like the front door or someone.
Dude, George says it was his door, and so I kept hearing doors slam.
I didn't hear anything.
I can't believe it.
I was in the basement though.
Maybe that's why. And George says it was his door, which one or two of them for sure was George's door, because his window was open and my window was open, so like the draft was just like closing the door. But dude, I heard it like 15 times.
Really?
And one time I heard it, it was loud. That's the time I texted. Because it was so loud, it rattled my room.
Was that like one of the first ones?
Yeah,
or
that
did
was
it
the
just
first
you just
one.
kept hearing? That was the very
The
first
very
one?
first one. It was like, vroom.
Yeah, because I think George said, I guess it woke. What was it? His bedroom door?
His bedroom door, which was this. When I'm laying down, his bedroom is that way, and the front door is this way. And I heard it on the front door, and he was like, "No, that was my bedroom door."
Wait, was he in the pink room?
Yeah, he was in the pink room.
Oh, so he's okay.
We're sharing a bathroom.
So there's one door, basically. Wait, he's saying. Wait, was his door down this little hallway?
Yeah.
But then you're sort of near the center of the house. You go through the bathroom, and he's like on the edge of the house in the pink room.
Right.
And then he had a door down that little hallway. I didn't even go down there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but you heard it.
I was terrified.
Towards the front.
I heard it towards the front.
Something could have been going on. I had a fun time though.
I will say it everything looked like so much fun. Like that's why I was so upset because I didn't get to watch the US game at all. Like I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to hang out with my buddies.
You didn't. I'm telling you,
I brought that whole CRT there.
Yeah.
As a carry-on, I didn't get to play Smash that much.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, fuck.
Even I played
sad.
Smash a little bit.
You got pretty good?
No, I didn't. I played a little bit. Definitely didn't get good. Learned some controls.
Yeah.
Lucid was really good. Like there was, who was it? I think me, Sabas, and Alex against Lucid, just in a 3v1, and it would literally get down to the last like player, trying to fucking beat him. Who did he play as? Fox or some shit?
Fox, yeah.
That was fun. Played, and then eventually I got a little bit better. Yeah, I just liked how it was sort of, not to make you feel like you missed out, but it was very, the camaraderie was there. Like everyone was like hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
It was just fun. I like trips like that. With like, I used to always try to get the Halo guys to go on trips like that, and I feel like those are my favorite trips to do. I think like going with your friends to some place, and even the cost isn't even that much. It was,
yeah, it wasn't that bad.
12. What was it? Sleeps 12 or something?
Sleeps 12. It was
Can sleep 12. Could sleep more than that if you like, say you and your significant other share a bed.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe, I don't know how much it was, 700, 800 a night. Yeah. But it's like you split that.
All you have to do is share it with one demon.
Yeah. I mean, that's the worst.
That like goes to get people sick.
Which isn't even, having a demon in your room is not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's like, it only one, as long as like.
$50 a night, a demon's worth.
I'm still recovering.
I think people need to take vacations like that. I kind of want to do another one.
No, I mean, I love I love where like the content part is headed. Like the content is like like trips like that. I think those are really cool because it's something we never got a chance to do. We haven't ever gotten a chance to do in OpTic because all of our like
everyone's just always playing or
talent is they're all esports players, and now we actually like have creators. So
did my first hot tub stream there.
How was that?
Pretty good. I mean, it's just not the same when it's me, Sabas, and Lucid in a hot tub.
Yeah,
just,
I get that.
Like I'm like, why is there not thousands of people watching this?
Right.
But then I'm like, wait, it's all. If I go to pools, hot tubs, and beaches category, and I just see 3 dudes in a hot tub, I'm probably not watching. So I messed up on that part.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You needed to. Yeah,
I thought you just put hot tub in your title.
I think you needed to hit Bumble first.
Yeah.
Get some friends over.
Yeah, I just thought you put hot tub in your title, you get into hot tub or kiddie pool via apartment, whatever. Yes. Like whatever you have to work with.
Tub.
Yeah, or just get in your tub in your apartment, throw a bathing suit on, and you get rich.
It looked like a vibe. The picture of y'all 3 just.
It kind of was a
with
vibe.
Like a bottle of Jack or something.
This was the final full day of us there. Woke up. It was probably the production went snowboarding.
Yeah.
So we were just chilling, had like 3 hours or something. And then it's sort of, I don't think I definitely didn't plan on it. But we were just like sitting there. I think we were watching a soccer game. So I had like 2 hours left, and I was like, let's just get in the hot tub. Let's do a hot tub stream. So Boss like set his shit up. I set my shit up. Got a bottle. The alcohol does hit you pretty quick up there. I was taking baby sips, and I was like, damn, I'm kind of feeling this. And I think I said, if we get 20 gifted subs, I'll roll around in the snow.
That looked so painful.
It was a really weird, painful.
Because you went out.
Painful is the right word, but it wasn't that. It was painful, but I feel like there's another word for it because it was fucking like everything you heard from my mouth was like not forced. It was like a weird.
You were going,
dude, I'm telling you, it was fucking.
You got out of, here's what happened. You got out of the hot tub.
The 100-degree hot tub.
100-degree hot tub. You went to the 2-degree weather.
Yep.
You got down and did a snow angel.
Yep.
And then you sprinted back to the hot tub.
I'm telling you.
And got in the hot tub.
My feet went.
How did your body not shut down?
Yeah. It kind of did enter my head like something bad could happen from this because my feet, I think the worst was your feet. Your feet are fucking froze.
Yeah.
Just standing in the snow, then getting down, and then by the time you come back, put your feet in the hot tub, it is like the weirdest. When you put your feet back in the hot tub, you're no longer like screaming about like the pain of the cold. It's like you're screaming because of the pain of your feet going from the cold to the heat, and it's like it's this totally new feeling that you'll never
otherwise.
That you'll never feel otherwise besides doing that. It was fucking weird.
No, it looked when I saw the clip of it as I'm doing this in bed. I'm just sitting on my phone. I'm like, oh, they look like they're having fun.
You're just hearing screams and shit outside, laughing.
And I'm just. Yeah, it looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. It looked like it was something.
It was worth the 20 gifted though. I'd do it again. I need a stream today. Every time I disappear, I fall off. Like even we came back. Sabas's girl had a birthday party. We go to that. I drink too much as per usual. I think the next day. I don't know. Something's up with alcohol. It's not a good drug. Cause it fucks me up for like days. Me and my girl have just been like bedridden for a few days. So fucking lazy. And I don't know if it's like the traveling, then the alcohol, then getting back, but it's like I feel like I ran into another funk. but I think today's the first day I'm getting out of it. Today's the first day you're not fucking sick.
Today's the first day.
You
I
still
got out
feel
of
it
bed.
though?
Yeah. Today's my first day without a headache since night 1 of that trip. I haven't had a headache today. I still have a cough, but like.
Have you been bedridden?
Yes, I got out of bed yesterday morning. That was the first time. It was so bad, dude. So bad. It was so bad I missed Hudson's wedding. And that's worse. That was bad too. Because when I got back, I was like, damn, I got 2 days to recover before Hudson's wedding, and then I didn't get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed both those days. I was like, man. So I just want to give a shout out to Hudson, Maddie. Miss you guys. So glad your wedding went well. It looked like it went really great.
You'd never go back
What?
to the altitudes?
No, I'll never go back.
Do you think it's you though?
Yeah, probably.
Or was it just a bad
Demon in the room? Or
I mean, I
saying,
guess you can't really breathe out of your nose.
Yeah,
you can't really breathe right in the first place.
Yeah. That probably has something to do with it.
And when it's weird, like going up the steps, you would go up the steps, you'd feel fine, and then boom, it just hit you, and you're like,
Dude, it's like
it was different.
I remember when we first got there, like during my first 5 hours where I could function. Everyone, when we first got there and got we're undoing our suitcases and walking around, everyone was walking around like this.
Yeah.
Like looking at each other. Like
It was
everyone.
weird.
I looked at Ellie, and then I looked at both Austins and then Blake and George, and I was like, dude, is it like
Dude, it's
so
fucking,
it was so weird.
And I swear, not even exaggerating, the amount of time, it was at least half of us, but I'm thinking like 3/4, maybe all of us. The next morning, when everyone was up getting ready, I heard, and I was with Paige and a few others in the kitchen, like making breakfast, but more so just harassing Paige, fucking with her while she makes everything.
Right, yeah.
But the amount of people I heard ask for Tylenol, like it was insane. Like every single person
Dude,
had a headache.
Tylenol was like the only way I could function. It was like literally the only way I could. It was the only way I could open my eye. I'm done complaining about it now. I feel like I've been complaining this whole time, but it's less of a complaint and more just me like still surprised of how bad a headache can get.
What would your perfect trip be? Like where would you want to go? As the OpTic content creative director,
so I'd want to go.
Where's the next?
So I would want to go to a mountain, but not like a ski mountain, like an outdoorsy,
hikey.
Yeah, like a hiking experience. Like so our podcast, we sit around and we make s'mores.
I thought that's what this was gonna be.
You thought we were gonna make s'mores?
Yeah. I thought we were gonna make
3
s'mores
degrees outside.
I heard we were gonna do a bonfire podcast, or maybe it was a fireplace podcast or fucking something. But I thought that's kind of what this was.
Yeah, I'd like to go like.
I thought we were gonna be in like a cabin-y.
Yeah, see, I'd like to be in a cabin, like have like 1 or 2 cabins, like a porch. Like a fire pit outside, even maybe like camping, like legitimate, like maybe go camping for a night during the trip, like actually like in a tent and shit.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. I mean, I think that should be like the next thing that we do.
Yeah.
And then it's not so damn straining on your body. I mean, but then again, I'm the only one that was a fucking bitch and stayed inside. Roger keeps calling me soft.
Roger didn't even go.
Roger didn't even go because he knew he couldn't handle it. He couldn't even fucking handle it.
Bro.
He stayed home with the Call of Duty team because apparently
they need Roger.
Yeah, they're important.
Fucking.
Nobody even watches the Call of Duty anymore. Like they watch the Flycast.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Pretty sure that's
Right.
That's why all the sponsors are calling to us.
Yeah.
Call of Duty team just doesn't. No one really cares.
Yeah,
even
the
the league
team only has scuff. Oh God,
even the league didn't give a shit. They were like, "No, y'all can replay."
Game Fuel.
Not much.
Yeah, they only have like 5. We have corduroy. So
Yeah, they
like,
don't have
what
any
a-
like title type shit. Like
they don't even. God, dude, it's not OpTic Texas brought
Like,
to you by
you
corduroy,
guys-
is it? No.
and they're fucking lucky Matt Craig's sick. Because if Matt Craig was like what y'all would have saw us in today, like I'm telling you, this whole shit's Hex is literally giving up his garage because
It's the Flycast.
the Flycast
garage.
pays for itself.
Exactly.
This is the Flycast. Did I say Hex's garage? My apologies. The Flycast
Yeah.
corduroy garage is
Just,
about to be
things are
kicking off here. We
Things are
got.
changing around here.
I don't know if y'all really know what this looks like, but like, probably gonna move over there. We're gonna take some of Hex's old '90s graffiti art, maybe throw it in the background. Could get some could just make some pay people from our sponsors to get Flycast art.
That's probably
Put it behind our corduroy
yeah. That's probably.
beanbag seats.
You see your
over there in
man
the
Liver
corner.
King. Your man Liver King is not real.
He's what inspired me to want to go back to
Liver.
snowboarding because he put out a clip or something like
Liver King is
yesterday.
inspiring you still.
Go snowboarding. He was shredding the slopes. He put up a snowboarding clip or some shit,
Did he?
and I was like, dude, how is he fucking shredding? Guy's an idiot. But yeah, he did. Liver King got caught. What else has fucking happened?
Kanye's a Nazi.
I'm just not sure if I don't know.
Did you just get? You feel?
There's
I
sometimes.
feel like you just got a headache from me saying that.
No, that's like there is a. Do you ever get? There will be like 30 seconds at a time where I'll think I figured out everything. I'll sort of understand why people say stuff, and I'll have the answers, but I never write it down, so I never remember. It's almost like a dream. It's like I'll fall into a 30-second dream state where I have every answer in the universe. I understand why Kanye lied. I understand why Kanye says what he says.
Right.
Not that it's right. I just understand because I know everything.
Because you're at the higher plane for 30 seconds.
I transformed into some higher being for like 30 seconds, and everything just makes sense, and it's totally understood. Of course, he's gonna say something like that because this and that. I just start calculating, then all of a sudden, all the equations just go in front of my face. I'm figuring it all out.
Right. Yeah.
I have every answer that was ever needed, but then I forget because I don't write it down. So I gotta write it down next time because it'd be really good for the universe to have. But so sometimes in that 30 seconds, Kanye will make sense, and I'll be like, I know he doesn't actually mean this. He's just saying it for this reason. But besides that 30 seconds, I'm just like, what the dude, what? I don't really know.
It's crazy to me that there's still people out there holding on. There's still motherfuckers
he did
out
make graduation.
There holding on.
See, I'm not. I feel like
Dog, he made way more than graduation. Graduation, I know that's the meme, but like Twisted Fantasy, graduation, fucking. I can see the Gold Digger.
What
one,
if there is some elite
dropout
level type fucking consciousness that is existing, and he sort of figured it out?
He's figured out that Hitler had good qualities. It's crazy that he can tweet that fucking thing where it's the Jewish star with a swastika in the middle of it. He tweeted a picture of it, and you still see people replying to that saying, I guess people don't really understand that this actually is not a symbol of hate. This is a symbol from this blah, blah, blah. And it's like, do you think Kanye fucking West, the one who just said Hitler had really good tributes or attributes, do you think the guy who just said that in a podcast is tweeting out a swastika?
But it's like, why is he saying that?
Star thing.
He's not saying it because he hates Jewish people.
He's saying it because he thinks Jewish people run the world, and he, for some reason, wants people to know that, when people already fucking know that I guess.
Yeah, I just don't even know enough. Do they? I'm sure in some.
Kanye has millionaire problems, and he wants everyone to know the billionaire problems, and a lot of people don't give a fuck about billionaires' problems.
Nope.
A lot of people don't care about
99.9%.
Nobody cares about Hollywood problems unless there are people in Hollywood. Nobody cares about billionaire problems unless they're billionaires or people that are surrounded by billionaires. So it's like he wants us to know all these like behind the scenes business shit. Here's what's happening here. Here's what's happening here. And a lot of us
like,
don't
did you
give a
guys
fuck.
know the head of Adidas is not even paying me anymore for my ideas that they're taking?
Right.
They're
taking
appropriating the culture.
And the only reason he knows is because his grandfather was this guy and his blood. And it's like, I don't care, Kanye. I like your shoes.
That has nothing to do with anything that I'm ever going to go through in my entire life. I'm sorry, Kanye, but did you fucking know I was stocking shelves while my manager just overlooked us and I was only making $9 an hour? This motherfucker had a whole salary and he was above me in the way they just used us. We were slaves at Food Lion.
And it's just funny because like the shit that he's done this forever. The creative director fucking thing that he said about Lady Gaga, it's like super famous. Something at Canon, is it Canon? Polaroid. He was like, if you look at the Lady Gaga is the creative director of Polaroid. He's like, I fuck with some of Lady Gaga's music. What the fuck does she know about cameras? Like, it's funny. It's funny, but like nobody. I don't think. I would say 90% of people don't care about the shit that he seems to think is like such a big deal, and maybe it is a big deal, but like it might be a big deal to a select few people, and it has a trickle down effect. But a lot of us are just trying to get through fucking life, not trying to care about who the creative director for Polaroid is.
Maybe he's saying it doesn't matter how high or big the problem is. Everyone has these sort of problems. Say I'm stocking shelves at Food Lion for $9 an hour. I should have been fighting back the way Kanye's fighting back to the people that
I guess
he thinks is taking advantage of him. Or see, it's like moments like that when I just say it like that, it's like maybe there is something behind it. But he says so much fucking shit.
He says
where
so
it's
much
like
dumb shit.
It's like, is he being a child and just saying that because he knows of the reaction, or is he saying it because that's what he like truly believes in? I just think like a lot of it is some childish like, I can't use the word crazy, but like it's like something's not. I feel like he's just how many like. Does he have anyone close to him that's like not like checking him about this?
I think people are saying he's just burning bridges left and right. I mean, his family, he's it seemed like his entire family after like.
He's just surrounded by. I feel like he's just surrounded by like yes men.
That's what a lot.
And he thinks he's.
I think he thinks that anything that like he says is like considered gold.
I think he thinks he's a figure, not like Hitler, but to a point where like Hitler, like just these famous icons that are gonna be remembered for like generation to generation. Like he thinks he's that of like a. Obama, right. Hitler, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, these like figures that are gonna last for like forever in history. Like I feel like he thinks he's that, and he wants
to attach himself to that, to like a legacy status.
Yeah,
regardless of what the legacy is.
And he sort of understands what the route he has to go to like keep that legacy status of fucking history.
That's your 30 seconds right there.
I don't know.
You knew everything about the world.
I do swear though, sometimes I do get those moments
where you're just like you got it all figured out.
Yeah, sometimes. Shawson, what's the time say? 1
Damn.
hour, 12 seconds. Am I disgusting?
You hit that shit perfectly, right on the nose.
All
right. I've got the I got the album of the week.
Oh my! Wait, did we? I don't think we got your last.
No, we didn't. But I will say, I did. I was listening to Immortal Technique's album, and it is like revolutionary. It's very good. It's very intense. It's every song is intense.
Yeah.
It's all.
And he does
about,
a good job of rhyming though too.
Yeah, no, he does. He does.
I will say, like ASAP Rock.
Immortal Technique is not like a put it on in the car and bob your head to it. More of like a.
Yeah, it's. I don't know when you would really listen to it.
You put your headphones on and do this.
Yeah, I don't know when the time to listen to that would be. I listened to it in the car for like 2 days straight. But now that I'm over it, because I like sort of got a flashback, like, oh shit, Mortal Technique, forgot about him.
Yeah.
Like this shit was, I was listening to this when I was like 17, 18. This shit was dope. So, and then I remember listening to it for 2 days, but it's like, I don't know when the fuck you're going to listen to that shit. Because that's just like, not every day is about starting a revolution. But anyways, which album, Flycast album of the week?
Flycast album of the week. This is an EP that came out in 2016. in 2016 by Mumford & Sons. It's called Johannesburg.
Here we go with some fucking... No, what? How's it?
Sorry, it's not rap. So anytime it's not rap, are you going to complain?
Probably, yeah. That's what I was joking.
So Mumford & Sons, I believe they went to South Africa and...
Say it. What's the name?
Johannesburg. And they go to South Africa and they work with a bunch of South African artists and make 5 songs. I believe it's South Africa. And the first song, it's called There Will Be Time. It's probably a top 5 song I've ever heard in my life. So,
see, I like hearing that.
Yeah. So definitely go check those 5 songs out. Let me know what you think. And do you have any other question?
I have a question. Shawson, you going to be editing this? Because I need you to play that outro music.